Hey everybody, Silver Skull Gamer here, and this is the final part of my Ares painting video. Here you can see I'm working on the gunner, the Melta gunner, and using Games Workshop Foundation Mechrite Red. I don't make this anymore, but I still have some left, so I wanted to use that as the base for that dark Mechanicum Red to use on the gunner here. And I don't know, I haven't quite bought into the painting the specialist troops and their color, their whole armor and the color of their specialization. So I'm just doing his shoulder pad rims and his helmet to display that he's part of the armory and has ties to the Mechanicum, basically. And Mechrite Red's pretty good. It covers really well. I don't know what the new foundations are like. So now I'm using Scarlet Red as the base color from Vallejo Game Color. It's a nice dark red. It almost matches Mechrite Red, but it's just a tad brighter. And using Scarlet Red to cover this guy up. Alright, here's the tracks. They've already been obviously painted. They were primed in Vallejo black primer and then sprayed with Vallejo gun. And now we're just doing a dry brush with the brown from Vallejo Game Color. Pretty heavy dry brush because I just wanted to give this army kind of that muddy weathering. So here we start the Dozer Blade, and this is khaki from Vallejo Game Color. Kind of go almost halfway up the blade, but it's a real light coat, so it kind of dulls the metal chipping, which I think really helped. Just kind of dulled that, and gave a slight, real light khaki tint to the blade. And I'm doing basically kind of a 45-degree angle down on the sides of the Land Raider. And on the back, sorry, kind of get off camera there. But and once, like I said, it really kind of dulled that that heavy chipped paint, which I think helped out. And they were just mix the brown and the khaki. Instead of using a third color, I just mixed them for the mid shade. And you go kind of half again the distance up to try to get the layered look. And I think this turns out pretty well. I'm actually, at the end of my last video, I wasn't very happy with this paint scheme. I think after excuse me, after this weathering job, everything, I'm pretty happy now. I've come to grips with it. I think it is a pretty nice job. A lot of the feedback I've gotten on the forums has made me realize that, yeah, it's pretty cool looking and it's a pretty good job. So I think though I may go back with some Delvin Mud and kind of darken it down a little bit. The brown is kind of bright, as you'll see here. Here we go. Now we're just doing the beastie brown by itself, and it looks good, but I think it is a little bright, and it needs to maybe have more of a wet look to it. So I'm debating whether to go back with some Delvin Mud and just kind of tone it down a little bit, but I'm not sure because it looks pretty good the way it is. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, now I'm getting the tracks kind of heavy there, and then just trying to get the very bottom edges of everything, so I can just have that nice gradient to the dirt mud look. And here I'm spraying through the Dozer Blade to get that front plate under the cannon. I realized if I missed that, that'd look kind of odd. And then just kind of giving the whole bottom of the tank a little spray of the brown. Paint the bottom of your tanks. Don't skimp out. So I think it's looking pretty good there. Alright, now here's the Dozer Blades from Cromlech. We're giving them a heavy bad black wash. They're painted just straight gun metal, the whole thing. I thought about doing some parts in black, and I was like, I think I'll just leave them metal, because if they had paint on them, it'd probably just all chip off, and so it's just doing a heavy bad black wash here. And these, I just want to say again, these actual pieces are excellent. The casting is phenomenal. Very little cleanup at all. It's a nice soft resin, so it's easy to clean up. And here we're just doing the same weathering techniques, starting with the khaki. Going all like probably 3/4 of the way up the little blades, and then kind of try to get most of the sides. You figure they're going to get pretty dirty on the back of the tank, and then when they're actually in use, they're digging into the ground. So, and that was what a comment, kind of getting a lot of, well, not a lot, but some pushback on, why do you have Dozer Blades on the back of the tank? Well, I figure the rhinos with the Big Mama cannon, the gun is a little oversized. So in my head, I'm thinking, well, to help with the recoil, they would just put the brakes on the rhino, and when it fires, it would just roll back a little bit to ease that recoil. The brakes on the tracks would kind of act like a recoil spring and just allow the recoil to push the chassis back. So I'm thinking, if you actually put Dozer blades or recoil blades on a rhino chassis with a cannon the size of a Big Mama cannon, and that there was nowhere for that recoil to go except into the chassis, it would crush the chassis of the rhino. So on a Land Raider, though, I figure it can take it. So you'd want to put the blades down, recoil blades down on a Land Raider Aries, so it can dig in and just blast away, without kind of having to reposition and all that stuff. I figure the Land Raider's big enough to take it. So that's why I put these on. I think it's kind of an element of realism, and they're magnetized, so I can take them off for transport. So here's our finished product. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I hope you guys like it. I think it turned out pretty well. It looks a little different in technique from the first Vindicator with the Big Mama cannon, and I will be doing a video. It'll be more of a slideshow because I didn't take any video, but I'll do a video about how I built this, so you guys won't miss out on that if you're interested at all. I hope you guys like it. I'm really appreciative of all the recent subscribers. Kind of had a surge here lately, and I'm thinking about doing a contest maybe to boost subscribership, but you'll see that in another video. So thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. My next big video will probably be the fell blade, so stay tuned. Thanks, guys.